You won't believe the goldmine of culinary delight I dove into today. I took myself on a little city adventure and hit up the labyrinth of food outlets in Chinatown. And oh boy, isn't that place a paradise for the taste buds? So, get this. I stumbled onto this little dumpling spot, tucked away in a narrow lane so easy to miss and yet an absolute treasure. It's hands down the best dumplings I've ever tasted. Kind of melt in the mouth, packed with flavors, you know what I mean? The chef, Chen, a delightful man, even shared some secret recipe stuff with me. Now I am obviously no cook, but listening to him passionately describe the fine art of dumpling making was enlightening. Now shifting gears a bit, guess what Em discovered today? A street musician jamming insane electric guitar solos near her office. I know, right? The streets of this city, always full of little delightful surprises. Hey, you remember our endless jam sessions back in college, right? God, those were the days. So yeah, we thought, next time we all hang out, we hit up Chinatown, and then maybe find this musician Em was raving about. Fun day out in the city, what say? Oh, and yeah, I took some really cool shots of the food journey today. Planning to create a visual food journey blog post. A pleasing treat to the eyes, and a virtual treat to the taste buds. My days of exploring Oregon's nature and transferring them into photographs, and now exploring the city's vibrant culture and reflecting it in my work. Isn't it interesting how our past hobbies influences our present, eh? AI and dumplings. Quite a combination, right? Speaking of which, Carlos, being the tech wit he is, joked about building an AI that could code while we munch on dumplings. I mean, coding and dumplings. Can it get any more epic than that? All right, I can hear my stomach grumbling, almost as if it misses the dumplings already. Time to get back to reality and get some work done. So, 0 to 1. Quite the thinking hat on, isn't it? Peter Thiel's insights, man. It's like I'm in a virtual boardroom with him. And the way he dissects startups, it's so surgical yet artistic. Anyway, more on that later. Now about tonight. It's got me thinking, we have hundreds of movie nights under our belt, but tonight feels special somehow. A little throwback to our college days with Eternal Sunshine. Also, a big fine tequila sunrise on the cards, thanks to our mini pre-party conversation. It's going to be a hoot. You remember our crazy tequila nights, right? Me trying to mix the perfect drink and you guys pretending it can't get any better, even though we all know I am no cocktail master, far from it. But hey, as the old monkey said, what fun is a circus without a little chaos? So brace yourself. It's my famous, or should I say infamous, recipe tonight. Now that's going to set the tone, don't you think? Mixing old college memories with new discussions from this fascinating book. Back then dreaming about Silicon Valley, and now reading about its champions. Funny how life takes us on this roller coaster ride, isn't it? Okay, moving on. You remember Emily's comment about the book and a little salsa? As ridiculous as it may sound, I think she might be onto something. A book club mixed with a salsa night. No? Just me? Alrighty then. 0 to 1 under one arm, tequila sunrise in the other. I say a good Tuesday night is cooking up. Now, isn't that the kind of multitasking we should all aim for? By the way, where was Carlos? He usually jumps into the discussion with his weird but somewhat smart input. Oh, by the way, did I tell you about Lucas's new catchphrase? Absolute gold. He now says, as long as it doesn't interfere with the salsa. Can you believe it? Anyways, let me get back to my book now. Need to fill you guys in on more startup wisdom later. Do you think Carlos will prefer 0 to 1 or tequila sunrise tonight? The eternal dilemma of nerds. Oh well, it's going to be another typical Tuesday night for us. Chaotic, hilarious, and memorable. Just a little nudge into our past for a fresh dose of nostalgia. Oh boy, I have quite the story to share today. So I conjured up the courage to go on a blind date. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. His name is Mike. And guess what? He's a serious jazz enthusiast. so we ended up at this really cozy jazz club in downtown New York. He really seemed like a decent fellow so far, but hey, one date is not much to go on, right? The pitter-patter and la-di-das of jazz. It was a charming evening. You know that Jazz and we've got that old-school thing going on for us. The mellifluous music, the old city charm, seemed straight out of a classic movie. Felt like Gene Kelly might just jump out of nowhere with his tap shoes on. Oh, and speaking of our little group, you remember Lucas and his undying love for music. Almost makes me wonder if he has influenced me unconsciously. The guy can't live without his music, I swear. Anyway, where was I? Right, Mike. Well, Mike seemed genuinely interested in my passion for guitars too, so maybe, just maybe, another date is in order. Anyway, amongst all the teasing and bet-placing in the group chat, even the thought of Carlos going on a double date had us all in splits. Now that's something I'd only believe if I saw with my own eyes, because, well, seeing is believing, right? We will see where the wind blows with Mike. Too early for predictions, huh? Moreover, apart from my dating adventures, the city keeps me engaged with its endless surprises. From Chinatown's food labyrinth to street musicians dishing out electric guitar solos. Ah, New York, you beauty. You never cease to amuse. Emily, the sweetheart that she is, supports my dating venture and encourages me to get out there more. And is it even a day without Lucas's quirky wit, or Carlos keeping us grounded with his got-your-back assurance? So, that was my tale of the unexpected for today. Mad, musical, and mysterious. My blind date adventure, entwined with jazz, garnished with friends ever eager to turn it into a rib-tickling session. Though it's just one date with Mike, the future holds possibilities, don't you think? Alas, the saga continues as the quintessential single lady ventures into the dating scene. And hey, just to clear the clouds, Mike aside, there ain't no one coming between me and my guitar. Gosh. The typical tequila nights seem a little too sober compared to today's jazz-hued anecdotes. But well, isn't life just an intricately woven fabric of novelty, enmeshed with beloved habits? Speaking of which, I've got a hot date tonight with my guitar and some fresh reels for Click AI. Shaking the world one click at a time, eh? Anyway,